here. Hey, excited to start something new with you guys today. The detail industry has been really good to me, and I have loved it. I've been in it for 34 years, been polishing forever, and it's given a lot to me. And you guys in the Buff Brite family have been amazing, and I want to give something back. So one of the things that's been my passion for a lot of years, actually since I was a kid, but I love flipping cars. I really get a kick out of it. It's so fun. Flipping cars is like hunting. I mean, you're hunting for that deal. You're hunting for that thing that elusive, car or deal. And there's some certain things that I've learned that if you'll follow these guidelines and these things that I've noticed in the industry as I've gone out and flipped cars and searched for things, you'll have a blast. And you can work your way up. I mean, I've done motorhomes, I've done RVs, I've done, you name it. There's just so many things that you can do in car flipping. You can work up. I've done old muscle cars. I mean, I've got one to the side of me right here. This was a really fun build. We did an LS3, 6-speed, all that kind of stuff. I got a few things we're doing to it right now, but 69 Camaro, just kind of a crazy build. Lot of fun, but a lot of work. I don't know if I'll do another SEMA build again. And, flipping cars is what's got me there. You can work your way up from one car to the next, or you can just make money for your family. It's really good extra cash. And you can do a few cars a year. If you're married, you can do double that amount because your spouse can do some. If you got a kid that's over 18, they can get into it and do that too. So let's get ready and let's make some money together, guys. One thing that you guys have, every detailer has an amazing talent. And that talent you've got and you're using it to help the dealers all the time. And there's nothing wrong with helping dealers. I mean, dealers are bread and butter. But there's nothing wrong with making a little side cash, if you know what I mean. So we want you to work smarter and not harder. Still don't want you to quit your day job, but we want you to go ahead and boost your income. So this works on cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs. We're going to go through all that through these different podcasts that we're going to do here so that you can learn visually and through what I've had to learn the hard way, how to make this work for you. So with that in mind, let's get going with it, and we hope you like what you're going to see. First thing we need to do when we're getting ready to buy a car, the first thing I want you to understand is this is not about emotion. You're going to overlook things, paint problems. You're not going to be specific enough. You're going to be not being subjective and objective to what you need to know to not get yourself in trouble. Now, if you want to lose money on a car and you're just buying it emotionally, this stuff will still help you. But you're going to do a lot better if you'll take the time to think about it and not be afraid to walk away from the deal. That's the biggest way to understand is, am I emotional or not? If you're willing to walk away over $10, then hey, you're not emotionally involved. So you want to treat it that way. So the first thing is to identify, play to your strengths, okay? Your strengths are detail. Maybe your strengths are bodywork. Maybe you've been in the body for a while. Maybe you're in, if it's not body work, maybe you're into tires. Maybe you have a friend at a tire shop and he can hook you up with something on there. Maybe you have a friend who does wraps on cars. Play to your strengths. Know what those are and go from there. So let's write that down. Play to your strengths. And I'm not an English teacher, so please do not judge me on my spellings. So next thing you're going to do is identify your target market. So your target market, just decide, what is my target going to be? Okay, am I going after the four-wheel drive market? Am I going after the tuner market? Am I going after the muscle car market, the RV market, the motorcycle market? Play to that market that you know. If you don't know anything about RVs, but you're an amazing motorcycle guy, play to the motorcycle side. And you'll find that you tend to do better at what you know. Otherwise, teach yourself what you need to know about that market. But there are opportunities in every one of those venues, so make sure you're looking for them. So now you don't need a dealer's license to do this. I should probably bring that up beforehand. Now, There are some illegal ways to do this, and I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to teach you guys to do anything illegal, but you don't need a dealer's license, but you do need to register the car in your name. There are people who will buy cars and then just hold on to the title and act like they're selling it for their buddy or their aunt or whatever. Curb siding is what a lot of guys call that, and then it's illegal. Will you get caught? I don't know, but I don't play that game. Pay the tax on the vehicle, register the vehicle in your name, insure the vehicle. Yes, it's going to cost you some money, but at the end of the day, you need to do things on the legal way. So you don't need a dealer's license. 5 cars. In Idaho, where I'm at, you can do 5 cars for yourself, 5 cars for your wife. So that's 10 cars a year. You make $1,000 a car, that's $10,000. You make $2,000 a car, well, you do the math. But and the other thing is to understand that different cars are going to make more money. I've done old muscle cars where I've made as much as $40,000 in profit on a car. I've also done cars that are a $300 car and you make $500. You decide what you're going to be doing. There's also guys who, the nice thing about a $250, $300 car is if you buy it and it doesn't run and you can't fix it, you can usually send it to the scrapyard and get your $200 out of it, $300. You don't tend to have a chance to get hurt too bad. But start small. Don't go down and buy a 2005 Mercedes SL because you think you can make $5,000 on it. You could get yourself burned really quick. Your expensive luxury cars can bite. So I want you to stick to these proven things that I'm going to teach you about. And I've only had 1 car ever that I lost money on, and I didn't lose much money on it, but I did lose a little on it because I did get a little emotionally involved. So we'll talk about that in a second. But stick to these proven patterns of what I'm going to teach you, and your chances for success will be much better. More than anything, learn to educate yourself. I'll educate you as much as I can, but I want you to educate yourselves. Maybe look up Google reviews and different things like that, and that'll help you out a lot. There's just some main points that matter when it comes to making a car, and it's kind of, to me, the car has to make the grade. Okay, so the first one is desirability. We talked about Toyotas, we talked about Hondas. Desirability is there. The problem is, with desirability comes price. The next one is color. You're not going to buy a pink anything and have very much luck in getting rid of it, because certain colors, like most guys out there, you're not going to want that pink car. That purple car, probably not the car for you. Brown, does anybody really want a brown car? Options are the next thing. So every time you have an option on a car, whether it be nicer wheels and tires, moonroof, all that kind of stuff, leather, tow kit on a 4-wheel drive, you name it, lift kit, options matter. So the more options, the higher the desirability. We're just kind of stacking on it, each one of these that you get. So I got there, I'm getting, that's my desirability. Then I've got my color, it adds a little more to it. I've got the options that I get. The more options, the more desirable that it gets. Also the mileage. I mean, you can have a 300,000 mile beautiful car. You're not going to sell it very easily. You drop about half of your marketplace at 200,000 miles, and you drop about 90% of your marketplace at 300,000 miles. Most people are just not interested. So the lower the miles that you have, mileage can make up for being, you have a brown car that is not that desirable, but you got 10,000 original miles on a 69 Gremlin, you might have something. So not something I want, but somebody might want it. So now the last one is condition. So once again, you can have low miles, good color, all that kind of stuff, but it's been rear-ended and the frame's bent. Well, that's a bad deal. Or somebody's pit bull got loose on the inside of it, or it was in a hailstorm, or somebody Dukes of Hazzarded the thing and flew it off the side of a hill. It affects the value. So your condition is going to add to it, and once again, and your mileage is going to add to it. So those things all equal cash for you. Now, usually you're going to have to pay more for those, and that's understandable. But what we're trying to help you understand is that the more that you get, the more desirability you're going to have, the more money you're going to make. So just keep that in mind. So the last thing I want you to understand is that we all have that niche. That you're going to fall into a niche pretty quick. You're going to find out that, hey, I'm a Honda guy, or I'm a motorcycle guy. Always be looking at lots of things, but you will find a niche, and you'll learn when you go look at a car, that one's got that head gasket problem. I know I can spend $300 with Tony and get that fixed. Or, hey, this one's got tires. I know my buddy at La Sierra Tire has tires for, they'll send me a set of decent used tires for $100. Stuff like that. So you'll learn your niche, you'll learn to look at a car and know but your unexpecteds you're not sure of, you need to look into. So I'm excited that we're gonna take this journey together. I'm excited to teach you ways to bless your life. I'm excited that your family can work together on this. You can get your kids involved. I don't want you to take bigger chances than you can afford to take. If you're gonna spend your last $1,000 to do this, don't do it. Look for a $100 car. You don't want to overstretch yourself. Can things go bad? Absolutely they can go bad. But if you're careful and if you follow the steps we're going to go over in the next segments and on different cars we do in the future, if you follow those, you're going to make money. And you just remember, this is a business. It's not to find you your next fun little car to drive. This is not about you. This is about your family, and it's about your pocketbook, and it's about your future. So join us here at Car Flippin' as we decide how we're going to do this for you. And we'll see you next week, and look forward to teaching you ways to make money. Take care.